Good afternoon, everyone. It is giving an immense pleasure to welcome you all for the fifth week and 32nd day of webinar marathon organized by Department of Computer Applications, Dwarakadas Govardhandas Vaishnav College. On behalf of our department, I welcome our beloved secretary, Sri Ashok Kumar Mundraji, our principal, Dr. S. Santosh Babu, and our advisor and head, Dr. T. Velmurugan, and thanking them for their immense support to conduct this webinar. Last but not the least, I welcome our active participants. Now I invite Ms. L. Meena to deliver a brief introduction about our resource person. Ma'am, Meena ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Mrs. N. VANITHA, on behalf of B.C.A. Department, D.G. Vaishnav College. Welcome, ma'am. With a short note of introduction, Mrs. N. VANITHA is the Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science of Dr. Ambedkar Government Arts College, Chennai. She has over 15 years of teaching experience. Her areas of interest are data mining, machine learning, big data, and networking. She accomplishes the UGC national level eligibility for lecturership, UGC NET, and a gold medal for teaching proficiency by the management of GSS Jain College for Women, and has attended international conferences and presented over many papers. Over to you, ma'am. Please enlighten us with your knowledge, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I would like to thank the management of DG Vaishnav College, the secretary, the principal, and the head of the Department of Computer Application, Dr. T. Velmurugan sir, Dr. Lata ma'am, and other staff members for giving me opportunity to deliver this webinar. Thank you all. So today my topic is Introduction to Machine Learning. So the, the concept of machine uh, learning came into the picture in 1950. I'm 1 minute.
Ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Ma'am, my slideshow is not moving. 1 minute.
Changing.
It's not changing.
Ma'am, it's changing
Yes,
now,
yes,
ma'am.
no, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so my today topic is Introduction to Machine Learning. So machine learning is a most influence and powerful technologies in today's world. So today I'm going to give introduction to machine learning without being too high level. So these are the some of the content I'm going to present for today's session. History of machine learning, what is machine learning, need for machine learning process, types of machine learning, application of machine learning. So the first topic is history of machine learning. The concept of machine learning came into picture in 1950 when Alan Turing, the pioneer computer scientist, published an article answering the question, can machine think? He proposed a hypothesis that stated that machines that succeeded in convincing humans that it not needed, indeed, a machine would have achieved artificial intelligence. So this was, we call it as a Turing test. And in 1957, Frank Rosenblatt designed the first neural network for computer. We commonly call it as perceptron models. So this perceptron algorithm is designed to classify the visual input, categorizing the subject into one of the two groups. And in 1957, Bernal Widrow and Martian Hoff created two neural network models called Adelaide and Madeline. Adelaide is used to detect the binary pattern, and Madeline is used to eliminate an echo in the telephone line. In 1967, the nearest neighbor algorithm was written that is used to uh, come to know about a very basic pattern recognition. And in 1981, Zerol de Jong introduced the concept of explanation-based learning. So it used a computer analyzing the data and create a general rule to discard the unimportant information and all. And during 1990s, a work on machine learning is shifted to knowledge-driven approach to data-driven approach. So scientists began creating a program for computer to analyze a huge number of data. So here the machine learning has scaled exponentially in the recent decades. So as a result, as a quantity of data we produce continue to grow, so will our computer is ability to process and analyze it. So that's a brief history of machine learning. Next, next we'll come to know about the machine learning basic. So the main difference between the humans and the computer is the humans learn from the past experience, whereas machine follow the instructions given by the humans. What if human train the machine from the past data and act much faster? So that's called, we call it as machine learning. So it will learn from the data, but it's a lot more than just learning. It's also understandable and reasoning. What is machine learning? So, machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to learn automatically and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. So, we allow the systems to learn it automatically, and we are improving that experience without being programmed. So, in the sense, we are getting the machine learning able to solve the problem by gaining the ability to think. So, it mainly focus on computer development of computer program to access the data and use it to learn themselves. So, that's the power of this machine learning. And the reason why the machine learning is so exciting is all because we are all step away our all previous, that is a rule based system, that is if then else. So traditionally, the software programmer combined the data with a rule in order to produce the answer. Whereas in the machine learning, they combine the data and answer to discover the rule behind the problem. So that is the difference between the traditional programming versus the machine learning. And why we need machine learning? So it is estimated in 2020 there is 1.7 MB of data is created every second. So machine learning is a technique is converting our data into knowledgeable. So there has been a data explosion since last 50 years. So that much huge amount of data is worthless until we analyze and find the pattern from the data. So machine learning is a technique is used to find the hidden pattern from the data. The top companies like Amazon and Netflix, they use a huge amount of data to create the machine learning models and help us to discover the profitable chances and avoiding dangers and all. So many of us, the majority of us, are unaware that we have already engaged in the machine learning in our daily lives. Examples, every day we Google something like if you're going to take picture, if you're going to listen some music, the machine learning has become the part of the engine that powers it. It analyze and improve with each interactions. So it's also the responsibility in changing the world innovation like detection of cancer and self-driving automobiles and medicine development and all. So these are all the some of the example for improving in the machine learning, using the machine learning. And we have listed some of the reasons why we need machine learning. Increase in data generation, improve decision making, uncover pattern and trends in data, solve complex problem. So increase in data generations. We want a method for structuring, analyzing, and extract the relevant insight from the data. It make use of data to solve the complex problem. Improve decision making. This machine learning may be utilized to give a better decision making. For example, in marketing side, machine learning is used to predict the sales and the stock market laws, identify the risk and inconsistency, and so on. And the most important aspects of machine learning is uncover pattern and trends in data. So the main goal of the machine learning is used to uncover the pattern. It is go under the surface and explore the data on a micro level by creating a predictive model and applying some statistical approach in order to uncover the pattern and trends in the data. Manually, if you're going to predict, if you're going to analyze the data, probably it could take a few days. Whereas if you're going to analyze the data using this machine learning, it can take less than a second. And obviously, so in order to solve the complex problem, you can, using this machine learning, you can go and solve it from finding a gene associated to neurological conditions to discover the self driving automobiles and etc. So these are all the some of the reasons why we need a machine learning. And so this next topic is machine learning process. So these are the 7 steps in machine learning process. The first one is a define objective, and second is data gathering, third is data preparation, and the fourth one is data exploration, and fifth is building a model, and sixth is data evaluation, and the seventh one is predictions. So using this process, you can go and develop the model for your data sets. The first one is define objective. So at this point, we must decide what you want to predict for your problem. So for our case, for example, take it as the goal. In our case, if you're going to predict the rainfall by studying this weather conditions, first you have to take a detailed note what type of data is needed to solve the problem, and approaches to achieve the solutions and all. So first we have to define the objective of your problem statement. So after defining the objective of your problem statement, the next one is data gathering. So you have to frequently ask question according to your problem, what data you needed to solve the problem, where I can get the data, is the data is available and all. So the data, if the data you can go and collect it manually or by web scraping. So there is a lot of number of data resources is available on the net. We can go and download and can use it for the machine learning process. So come to our scenario, the data needed for our scenario, that is to predict the rainfall, the measures like temperature, humidity, and pressure, whether you are living a hill station or not. So that much, that is different kind of data related to the problem. You should collect, and you can store it for analyzing. So that is data gathering. And next, third one is data preparations. So almost after you're collecting data, or the collected data never in the correct format. So there will be some missing value and some redundant value, duplicate values. So these are all the things will be happen. Irregularity in your data set will be there in your data sets. So it is necessary to eliminate such inconsistency in your data set. So because it leads to because it's lead to wrong computations and predictions. So that is your data preparation. So you have to check the data sets for any inconsistency, and we have to correct them in right away. So that is the data preparation. And next one is data exploration. So this level is going deep into all the data and discover all the secrets that deeply affect it. Example, the goal of the data analysis is used to understand the pattern and trends of the data. So at this stage, the useful insights are drawn and correlations between the variables are understood. For example, in our scenario for predicting the rainfall, we know there is a strong possibility of rain if the temperature has fallen low. So such correlation you should be understood, and you have to be mapped at this stage. So that is a data exploration. And next one is building a model. So machine learning is built using all of the insights and pattern discover during the explorations. So the data set is always separated into two parts. That is a training data set and the testing data sets. Here, the model is built and analyzed with the training data sets. So, in case of predicting the rainfall, the output will be definitely in the form of category, that is true or false. True if it is rain tomorrow, or false, no rain tomorrow. So, we can use a classification algorithm and all. You can go and use it and you can go and predict it whether it is true or false. And choosing the right algorithm is depends on what type of problem we are trying to solve, the data set and the level of the complexity of the problem. So that is the building a model. And next is model evaluation. So it's time to test your model with the training databases. So the test data is used to determine the accuracy in predicting the performance and outcome the models. To increase the efficiency of the model, we can use techniques such as the parameters adjustment and cross validation and all. We can use to increase the efficiency of your models. So that is a model evaluation. And come to prediction. So once a model is evaluated and improved, it's finally used to make predictions. The final output can be a categorical variable, that is true or false, or it can be a continuous quantity, that is the predicting the value of the stock and all. So it depends upon the problem. In our case, for predicting the occurrence of the rainfall, the output will be the categorical variables. So this was the entire machine learning process. If you're going to develop your model. The next one is types of machine learning. So we have three types of machine learning: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. So supervised learning, the goal is to learn the mapping, the rules between the set of inputs and the outputs. So consider the following scenario to better understand the supervised learning. We all needed help with maths difficulty when we are younger. So our teacher helped us in understanding what addition is, how to perform, and all. Similarly, the supervised learning can be thought as a type of machine learning that require a guide. The labeled data set is your instructor. It will teach you how to recognize the pattern in your data. The training data set is your labeled data sets. So consider this picture, consider this diagram. So we are providing a set of images, that is a cat image and dog image, to the machines, to the computer. And the goal is for the machine to recognize whether recognize and classify the image into two, that is a cat image and dog image. The training data set here labeled. So we have I have given the four datas, that is with labeled data I have given. These are two cat data and two dog data. So we are telling the machine this is how the cat looks and this is how the dog looks. That is, we have training the data with the labeled one. So by using the labeled data, it will teach the machine. So there is a well-defined training phase in the supervised learning that use the labeled data in order to produce the labeled output. So that is a process of supervised learning. This is some of the supervised learning example: image classification, face recognition, spam detection, and all example for the supervised learning. So using that algorithm, we have so many algorithm under supervised learning. So using that, we can go and uh, create a model for these kind of examples. And next, unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning, it involves training by using unlabeled data and allow the model to act on that information without guidance. So consider the unsupervised learning as a brilliant child that learns without any supervision, that is without any guidance. If he learns, that we call it as here supervised, unsupervised learning. So here the model is not fed with the labeled data, whereas in supervised, the training data is labeled one. Here in unsupervised, we are going to give unlabeled data. Okay, so using this unlabeled data, how the machine is going to get an idea, how it is going to find out the difference. So that is the unsupervised learning. Here, the model is not fed with the labeled data. So the computer, there is no idea. The computer has no idea uh, that is this picture is a cat, this picture is a dog. So instead, it works out the pattern and find out the difference between the two images, that is cat image and the dog image, on its own by processing a huge amount of data. If you're going to process a huge amount of data, if you're going to give a different kind of pattern of cat image and the dog image, so automatically it will be go and find out the difference. For in our case, it recognize the cat feature. For example, take it as a pointing ears, larger in size, and so on, to determine that this is the type of this image is of type 1. And similarly, the feature of found in dog indicating that this is a type 2. So as a result, it divides the picture into two categories without knowing that is who is cat and who is dog. So here, the based on the feature similarity, the cluster is formed here. So that is as unsupervised learning. So these are the unsupervised learning example: customer segmentations, content recommendations, and all. And next one is reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is a part of machine learning where an agent is put in an environment and he learns to behave in this environment by performing certain actions and observing the rewards which it gets from those actions. Consider this scenario. Example, it doesn't use label. So instance, here we are using rewards to learn. We are using instant, that is, we are going to use reward to learn. You will be familiar with the concept from how we learn in our daily lives. This method uses that is positive and negative feedback to reinforce behavior on a regular basis. So consider the scenario. Imagine the child make a series of detective steps, whether this picture is a dog or a cat. Every time they reach the ultimate correct determination, that is whether it is a cat or dog, he receive a sweet. That is, he receive a reward. So ultimately, the child would alter the way of selecting a dog from cats depends upon the outcomes of series of decisions was rewarded or penalized. So based on this only, the supervised, that is reinforcement learning is processing. The reinforcement process learning examples are games, text summarizations, healthcare, and etc. And the next one is here I list out some of the application of machine learning that we have used every day. Perhaps we have no idea that are driven by machine learning. The first one is image recognition. So the image recognition is one of the most common applications of machine learning. Is used to identify the object, persons, and images and etc. The popular use case of image recognition and face detection is automatic friend tagging suggestions. So, Facebook, if you consider this example, Facebook provides as a feature of auto friend tagging suggestion. Whenever we upload a photo with our Facebook friends, we automatically get a tagging suggestions with the name. So, the technology is behind this machine learning, that is face detection and recognition algorithm. The Facebook project named as Deep Face, which is responsible for image recognitions and person identification in the picture. And the second application is speech recognition. While using a Google, we get an option of search by voice. So it comes under the speech recognitions. It's a most popular application of the machine learning. So what is the speech recognition? It is the process of converting our voice into text. So that is, we call it as speech to text or computer speech recognitions. So at present, machine learning algorithm are widely used by various applications of speech recognition. Example, Google Assistant, Siri, and Alexa and all. Example for speech recognition. And next one is the third application is traffic predictions. So if we want to visit a new place, we take a help of Google Maps. It will show us a correct path with the shortest distance route and predict the traffic conditions. So it predicts, that is traffic condition, whether the traffic is cleared or slow moving or heavily congested, with the help of two ways. One is real time location of the vehicle, and the second way is average time has taken on past day at the same time. So everyone who's using this Google Map is helping this app to make it better. So it takes the information from the user and it send back the database. It send it to the database to improve the performance. The fourth application is product recommendation. So machine learning is widely used by various e-commerce and entertainment companies like Amazon, Netflix, etc. For product recommendations to the user. When we search some product on Amazon, then immediately we start getting a advertisement for the same product while you surf on the same browser. So this is because of machine learning. So it will understand the user interest using a various machine learning algorithm and suggest the product as per the customer interest. Similarly, when we use the Netflix, we find some recommendation for entertainment series, movies, etc. And this is also done with the help of the machine learning. The fifth application is self-driving cars. So is one of the most exciting application of machine learning, is self-driving. So it plays a significant role. Tesla, the most popular car manufacturing companies, is working on self-driving car. And sixth application is email spam and malware filtering. So whenever we receive the mail, it will using this machine learning technology, it will automatically filter out important mail, normal and spam mail separately. The seventh application is virtual personal assistants. So we have various virtual personal assistants such as Google Assistants and Siri, Alexa, what we have seen earlier. These virtual assistants use a machine learning algorithm as an important part. So here, uh, the name itself suggests it help us in finding the information using our voice instructions. Our voice instruction, for examples, if you're going to ask Siri, play music, call someone, open a mail, or schedule an appointment and all. So using this technology, machine learning technology, it can enable to do it. So this assist record our voice instruction, send it over the server on the cloud, and it will decode the machine learning algorithm and it can act accordingly. And next one is the eighth application is online fraud detections. So machine learning is making our online transaction safe and secure by detecting fraud transactions. So whenever we perform some online transaction, there may be various way that a fraud and transaction can take place, such as a fake accounts, a fake ID, or steal money in between the transaction and all. So to detect this kind of genuine transaction or fraudulent transaction, the machine learning technology is very helpful in that. So for each genuine transactions, there is a specific pattern. If it is get changed, means that we call it as a fraudulent transactions. So in this way, it is going to be analyzed, fraudulent transaction and genuine transaction. And the next application of machine learning is stock market trading. So it's widely used in stock market trading, machine learning. So using this machine learning, we can able to find out the stock market. That will be in stock market. That will always be risk up and downs will be there. So using the machine learning algorithm is used to predict the stock market trends and all. That is identify the risk, stock market loss, and everything. And the next 10th application is medical diagnosis. In medical science, machine learning is used for disease diagnosis. So medical technology is growing very rapidly, and it is able to build the 3D models in order to predict the exact positions of a tissue in the brain and all. Not only tissues, it is going to diagnose various diseases using this machine learning technology. And next, the last application is automatic translation, language translations. So nowadays, if we visit a new place, suppose we are not aware of that particular language, then it is not a problem at all nowadays, because machine learning help us converting the text into our known languages. Here, the Google neural machine translation provide this feature, so which is a neural machine learning that automatically it translate the text into our familiar language. So this is called automatic translation. So the technology behind this automatic translation is a sequence to sequence learning algorithm. So it's used with the image recognition in order to translate the text from one language to another language. So I have listed some of the few application of the um, machine learning. So let me conclude it. So machine learning is a integral part of our daily lives. So it helps us do everything from finding the photos to deriving the cars. So we have come very far and very fast. So thanks to computer scientists and the mathematicians who fuel the dream of learning the machine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was an informative session, ma'am.
And
Definitely,
so,
our students will get some knowledge about machine learning types, application, and need for machine learning, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you, Lata ma'am.
Okay. Now I call upon Mr. E. Pannirselvam sir to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, all. First, I would like to thank the Honorable Secretary and respected Principal for giving us the opportunity to conduct this 50 days National Webinar Marathon. I extend my gratitude to our today resource person, Ms. N. Vanitha, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Dr. Ambedkar, Government Arts and Science College, for giving brief introduction about machine learning. This basic foundation will definitely help our students to explore more on this topic. And a special thanks to Dr. T. Velmurugan, Advisor and Head, Department of BCA, and the event coordinators and other faculty members of Department of BCA for providing their immense support to make this webinar successful. Finally, I would like to thank all the participants for their active participation. Once again, I thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'll
Thank
end
you,
the
ma'am. Thank
broadcast,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you to all, ma'am.
Thank